Good morning. This is Pastor Doug. Only 4 days to go until we launch the Everyone Plays Find Your Spot campaign. I've got my t-shirt on, and you'll see that on Sunday, there'll be many people wearing these t-shirts who can help you find your place of connection at First Baptist Church. Part of our vision is that we would develop disciples, fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. It's interesting to note that in the ministry of Jesus, there were different sort of circles of people. There were the curious, people that kind of were drawn to the miracles of Jesus, the signs of Jesus, the buzz that surrounded Jesus, and great crowds would follow him and would sort of chase him around the countryside. Some of us are like that. We're just kind of checking this out. We're interested. What is this Jesus really all about? In Jesus' day, some were convinced. They believed that he was the Messiah. He was the one that God had sent. He was the one who ultimately was going to give his life for the salvation of all who would believe. But those who were convinced, they oftentimes faltered when Jesus started to talk about what did it mean to really be committed. What did it really mean to be a follower of Jesus? And that's the third circle, those who were committed, those who were like those early disciples of Peter and Andrew and James and John and Matthew, who when Jesus said, "Come follow me," they got up and they left everything and they followed him. In fact, later in Luke chapter 9, Jesus says, anyone who wants to come after me, in other words, be my disciple, they must deny themselves, take up their cross daily, and follow me. Everyone who wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. At First Baptist, we want to help you move through that curious to convinced to committed sphere of relationship with Jesus. And one of the ways to do that is to use the gifts that God has given you to serve others. The power of the church is the Spirit of God that indwells each believer, that enables them to serve in ways that build up the body of Christ, helping the body expand and grow numerically, but also expand and grow in maturity. In the next 3 Sundays, we're going to have ministry fairs following the service that highlight ways that you can be involved. You could even check out a particular ministry. Within the services themselves, the messages and even some stories are going to talk about the value of utilizing the grace that God has given you to be able to serve others. Let each of us use the grace that God has given, the gifts that he has given, to faithfully serve others through our words and through our actions. So I hope you're expectant. We believe God is going to do a good work in us over these next 3 weeks, really launching us into the fall. So I hope you have a great week. Be expectant. I also hope we'll see you at Porch Fest on Saturday as we serve our community through the gift of music. Have a great week.